Hi guys, welcome back to Open Hand Farm. If you're new here, my name is Penny. I have a garden that we started 4 years ago, and each year we keep adding to it. So last time we talked, I told you that I promised I would get to that mulch pile, and I did. I didn't think I was going to, but you can see here that I did get some done. And when I say I had some help. I had to go get Mark to help me do some tag team shoveling and dumping so that we could get the job done. So here was what it turned out to. We had these stepping stones here when we moved in, and we had moved them so that we could put this mulch down, and we never put them back. So now we have stepping stones, and we also went ahead and changed out the white row cover like is on that box to the screen so that these cabbages can get more sunshine and grow a little bit faster. They're looking so good. As you can see, these raspberries have exploded. Last year they were about this size when we were eating them, and I thought that would be the size of raspberries this year. But instead, they're huge. They're like the size of my thumb. I can't wait until more of them become ripe. I don't know if you can see what I have in my garden here. There's a family that lives under my porch. Keep on hopping. I wanted to tell you that this mulch that we put down was a little warm as we were laying it down. And so we kind of tried to keep it away from the base of the plants. And then later, as it cools down some, we can go ahead and get them closer underneath the plants. The pile had sat there so long that it composted, so we just tried to not cover the base of the plants. Notice my bee balm is much smaller than it was. It started getting its little flowers. When it gets these, it's time to cut it back. So I cut it back and I'm drying it, and I'm just hanging it in my family room because I want to keep an eye on it. It won't take long to dry because they're fairly thin leaves. I will use those leaves to make lemon balm tea or to give to the chickens in the winter because it's really good for the chickens too. So this is the view from this side. This all is doing very well. I wanted to show you a plant here that you probably would get rid of. This is my big plantain plant, and I'm keeping it in case I need it. I'll probably end up making some plantain salve out of it, but if I have a bee sting or itchy bite or whatever, I can use this to calm it down. And I know it's always here. I wanted to show you the Coreopsis and the Calendula. It's finally blooming, and I love its pretty orange flowers. So what I've been doing is I have been picking the flowers, taking the petals off and laying them on a tray to dry, and I'll continue doing that. It will help them produce more flowers for me to pluck the flowers off, but also I can use them for herbal remedies. A couple things I haven't shared with you up here on my deck, and I wanted to share them today because 2 days ago I decided to side dress all of my plants with seagull guano. And I had learned about it from the pepper guy on YouTube, and these plants were doing nothing. They were just sitting here, and I thought they're gonna look awful all summer long. So I side dressed them. I was hoping it would rain and work it all in, but it didn't. So I watered them. And you guys, they have doubled in size in like 2 days. It is incredible, including one of my rosemary starts here. That thing was like this tall and had just a few things, and it's grown this much in like the past 2 days. It's crazy. It is all phosphorus. It does not have any nitrogen in it, and the phosphorus is what helps promote good root growth, and if it is something that produces fruit or flowers, it helps produce those. I'll leave a link in the description box. I of course got it from Amazon like I do everything else. You guys should know by now I don't like to go shopping. I hate it. Just a quick glance behind me of the back gardens. I have to tell you that everything has grown so much. My family and I actually went out of town last week. So when I did my last video, I was trying to hurry up and get so much done so that we could leave. We took our whole family to Branson for 4 days, and it was just a blast. It was a great vacation we really needed together. And so then when I came back in town, the same day we came back in town, I ended up getting strep throat. And I was so sick for 3 days, I could not function. I am the type of person that can survive on like 5 hours of sleep a night. I was sleeping for 11 hours. It was bad. I was so tired. I would sit down on the couch and I couldn't keep my eyes open. That's why I didn't think I was going to get the mulch done. But I came out this morning because I told you I would get it done, and I don't want you to be disappointed in me. So I came out this morning and I pulled all the weeds in that area and I started the mulch process, and then I went and got Mark. I said, could you please help me? And we got it done. So anyway, let's get back to the garden and see the tremendous growth that happened while we were gone. First thing I had to do was to clean up these tomato plants. Look how big they are. You guys, they're huge. So I went through and I pulled off all the suckers. I also have to take the string and string it around the plant. So let me show you what I would do here. I would just wrap it like this. Just wrap it around and kind of separate that top. I'm doing this one-handed. I might be sorry. There. See how I'm kind of separating that there. That'll hold that in place as it continues growing up this string. These have grown so much. This is all new growth since I gave them the seagull guano. Look at all this new stuff. That's crazy, you guys. And look at all the little buds and flowers coming on. That's tomatoes. Now these tomatoes are my pineapple tomatoes and my Paul Robeson tomatoes, and they have been so small. But look how big they are now, and they too are getting blossomed into the food forest. So my kale did not get picked because when I got home, I realized it has some cabbage worm damage. So I sprayed some BT on them. Now I'm going to go through and pick off the leaves that I can't use and pick the leaves that I can use. The mint is starting to grow back, although it looks pretty rough over here with all that grass because it's annoying. And I think I'm just going to have to cover it all up and put more mulch on top of it and keep trying. Just keep trying. Oh my, you guys, I wish I had taken a picture. I am telling you, when I came home, these were so small. Here, let me look at this one. They were like this one. And now, after using the seagull mix, oh my gosh, you guys, this is incredible. Look at them. They're all over. They're big. Here's some more. I'll be ordering some more of that. I had no idea how good it was going to be. Basils have grown. I've never had blooms this early on my peppers. Peppers never really work for me. That's why I was watching the pepper guy to figure out what they would suggest. Oh, look at this. So pretty. Look at the green beans. Purple. These are dragon tongue, and they're a purple spotted kind of green bean, and they are taking off great. I also put some of the seagull guano on them, as well as all of my flowers. Oh my word. You guys, I cannot even tell you, like, I am serious. These were not like this before I put that on there. And this plant has like doubled in height, and it's got little flower buds coming up on it. Same with all of these. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at these tomatoes. These are the cherry tomato plants that were about 4 inches tall when I did the last video. Look at that. This sunflower is going to town. It's about 4 feet tall now. I'm sorry my shadow keeps getting in the way. The cowpeas are growing. You can see them better on this side. They're doing great. The strawberries are growing, but I haven't seen a lot of berries since I've been back. I think it's just been too hot. But I did put some seagull guano on them too. I am seeing some new growth coming out, so that'll be great. There's some right up there too. Let me show you what's in my compost pile. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know it's a squash of some sort or a pumpkin, but I didn't know what. So this will be interesting. I'm just gonna let it grow and see what happens. Oh, here's another one. This one is my semi-finished compost pile. So it's all covered up. There's potatoes, I think, over there in the corner. But this is probably a pumpkin. Okay. It's so big. Now I'm going to show you the biggest change in the garden this week. It's amazing. Look at this. Remember my tiny little pumpkins and squash? Look at them. They have grown so much. Look at these. Oh my goodness, you guys. And I did side dress them also with the seagull guano, so we'll see how it turns out in a couple of days. But they have just really taken off. Look at this. So different than last week. But even more different, let's look at those blue Hubbards. Look at this. It's crazy. And there's so many fruits setting on. I've never eaten blue Hubbards, but they are a winter squash. Of course, I set these here as a trap crop for the squash vine borer and the squash bugs, which I have not seen yet. So they might end up not producing any for me, but if they do, I'll surely keep them and try them out. Now also, look at our green beans. Now remember, this is an experiment. We just planted them in the grass, and we're going to just let them grow until they are no longer producing little flowers, and then we will pull up the whole plant and pick the beans off of it. That's how we're going to try it this year. So then we'll just mow this all down. No big deal. Well, that's all I have for you today. I'm going to go ahead and head in. I don't know if you can see the sweat on my brow. It is so humid. Actually, my phone even shut down and said it needed to cool before it could continue. I do want to say I would love to have you as part of my community on my channel. If you go to my channel, there's a button at the top that says community. So just click on that, and I've made some posts, and I would love for you to interact with me there. I would love to get to know you more. I was able to meet a couple of people this week, and it's so nice to meet people that we have so much in common. One of the people I wanted to give a shout out to is Michael Fulton, and he has just moved to our area, and he has a YouTube channel called The Chaos Gardener. I will leave a link below. But he came over with his beautiful family, and just such wonderful people. They came over and dug up some of my raspberry bushes because they just moved here from Arizona, and they were needing some extra things to line their property with, and I had some raspberry bushes that were way out of control. So they came over, and it was such a nice visit. He doesn't garden exactly like I do, and it's very fascinating. So check him out. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to my nephews who live in Oklahoma, who are hopefully going to come and visit the farm sometime soon. Their names are Jace, Jasper, and Jet, and I'm really anxious for them to get to come and help me do some work around the farm. So I can't wait. I hope you enjoyed this, and I am so excited at the growth. I know in some of my past garden videos I said I don't think anything's gonna grow, because that's the way I feel every year. And God is so amazing with his creation and how he makes things happen. Until next time, blessings on you and yours.